Well, it was a slightly unusual one. I suppose everyone's is. I was not particularly political when I was growing up. I was interested in the culture. I was mainly interested in music. I sort of assumed in my teenage years I was going to be a musician.
Mm.
Um, and then I started writing my first book, and I then realized, having written a book, that I was a writer. And I suppose it sort of does happen like that in a way, doesn't it? Um, you discover you are the thing that you do rather than necessarily just aiming towards something. And I started writing because I was fascinated by the subjects I was writing about, and then I accumulated more bits of expertise, and I discovered, as a lot of people do when they're starting off, that you have one thing that you know about, and then you get another thing that you know about, and then another thing, and before you know it, you've got a career.
Mm-hmm.
And that was sort of how it worked for me. My inclination always was to rush towards the things that I found most interesting as subjects.
Mm-hmm.
It started off with a literary figure I wrote about first, and then I was very galvanized by events at what's now the beginning of this century. Political events. I thought there were serious upheavals. I noticed that my own age group were dividing very interestingly along political lines, which was a bit of a surprise to those of us who were sort of not that political before. But yes, so we sort of politicized quite fast in a way. And I always found that I wrote best when I wrote about the things that sort of got under my skin. And that increasingly became political issues or cultural political issues. Things that it's much better to write about something that actually aggravates you, for instance, or riles you up in a passionate way, something you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
It's much better writing about those things than it is about something you don't feel all that enthusiastic about. And indeed, editors later on discover that about you, and they know, they try you out if you're writing an article. Do you fancy writing about this? And if it's they can hear in your voice.
We will make America great again.